Newton's first law of motion is called the law of inertia. An object in motion at a constant speed and direction will stay in motion at the same speed and direction, or an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. What it's really stating is that if the forces are balanced, meaning it has a net force of 0, then the motion of the object will stay the same until an unbalanced force acts on it. So it's directly related to what we talked about between balanced forces and unbalanced forces. So in order for there to be an acceleration or a change in motion, there has to be an unbalanced force applied. Now the reason it's called the law of inertia, because the word inertia means resistance to change in motion. So we need to know that word inertia. Now inertia is directly related to an object's mass. So what that means is a larger object with more mass is going to have greater inertia or greater resistance to change. An object with less mass is going to have less inertia or less resistance to change in its motion. So we have a couple of scenarios here to look at. So if we look at our first one, we have a coin sitting on top of a card over a cup. So if we flick the card out of the way, the coin itself, instead of flying forward, according to Newton's first law, the coin will fall into the cup. Now the reason the coin will fall into the cup is because the coin has inertia. So the coin is resisting the change in motion. It wants to stay in the same spot. The second scenario takes us back to riding in a car. So think about all the times you ride in a car with your parents. Your parents slam on the brakes and you haven't been paying attention to anything, and when they slam on the brakes, your body flies forward. Your body has inertia or resistance to change in motion. So even though the car stops, your body continues its forward motion because your body is traveling at the same speed as the car and it does not want to change its motion. It's the same thing as if you were on a roller coaster. When the roller coaster comes to a sudden stop, you jerk forward because your body is traveling at the same speed as the roller coaster and doesn't want to change. So the law of inertia just means resistance to change in motion. An object wants to continue doing whatever it's doing. If it's at rest, it wants to stay at rest. If it's traveling at a constant speed, it wants to stay traveling at a constant speed.